Been a while, but let's get to this. Let's take a
Yep.
look at some monk subclasses
Yep.
and
We're
decide which of the officially released by WotC monk subclasses for 2014 D&D are the best and which are the worst.
Yep.
Uh, we are going to start. I guess. What is a monk trying to do?
Uh, my point of view of a monk, arguably them and rogues are the best when it comes to hit and run. Like they go in,
Yeah.
do some good damage, possibly for monks getting like a good debuff or two on the enemy, and then like
Mhm.
possibly moving out of the way.
With that in mind, I think what we're
That's my
looking
point of
for
view.
are
What
stuff.
about you?
Honestly, there's a little bit more to that. What makes a monk great is the sheer volume of what they can do on a hit. Or no, sorry, of how many hits they can do. Their damage is probably not going to be as high as some other things,
Right.
but they make up for it because they can just punch so many times.
And their
So
speed. Their
anything that
speed is high.
good that you mentioned that. Anything that complements that. I also think that monks really want high AC or other means of defense, and they want to move just because that is what they're built around. So
Right.
let's start
Uh, with the first monk,
with
which
the
is the
open
open
hand.
hand, the classic.
All right.
This I believe when people think of 2014 Player's Handbook monk, they think open hand. Down there.
They might. There it is. All right. Open hand.
So
Let's
what
take
do
a
we got?
look. Starting when you choose a position at third level, you can manipulate your enemy's ki when you harness your own. Whenever you hit a creature with one of the attacks granted by your flurry of blows, you can impose one of the following effects on the target. Dexterity save or be knocked prone. Strength save. If it fails, you can push him up to 15 feet away from you, which is great because that will stop an opportunity attack.
Or just
Or
hit.
it can't take a reaction until the end of your next turn, which will also stop an opportunity attack.
Honestly, the fact that you have all of these options, you can't do them all at once, unless there's some
Correct.
hidden ruling thing. But I don't believe there is. Yeah, one of the following.
You cannot. No.
But the fact that you have all three of these, like, just additive to your own, like you're not spending extra key points for this, is
Yeah.
good. All these are solid.
Yeah, then we get Wholeness of Body. At 6th level, you gain the ability to heal yourself. As an action, you can regain hit points equal to 3 times your monk level. You gotta finish a long rest before you can use this feature again.
It's fine.
I mean, healing. I will say
Not crazy amount of healing, but
I need to talk at some points because first off, Second Wind exists.
that's true.
Not to say that this is worse than Second Wind, but I think the issue with this is you're using an action for this.
Yeah. Like at the very most though, at the very most, let's say 20th level, you're getting 60 hit points, which isn't anything to sneeze
nothing
at.
at 20th level. But the issue again, it's not the amount of healing. But here's the thing: in theory, presuming a balanced party, and that is a major assumption,
Right.
someone should be able to cover healing that the monk needs, that the monk can keep punching.
Right. Oh, the fact that it costs an action is very
Yeah.
right.
Then beginning at 11, this is a big one. You enter a special meditation that surrounds you with an aura of peace. At the end of a long rest, you gain the effects of a sanctuary spell that lasts until the start of your next long rest, but the spell can end early as normal. It is a wisdom-based save. So basically, what this means is enemies are going to have a hard time hitting you. Honestly, yeah.
Here's my only issue with this.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a very similar conversation with the Warlock on a different video. Check it out. Where I look at this and I'm like, okay. We were talking about how a monk, a lot of their main stuff is, they're trying to basically disable an enemy. Like, that's probably like the best way to put it. So the fact that, and monks have good dexterity, so they're going to go more than likely either first or really high up there in initiative. Not always, but that tends to be the case. And this sanctuary is more than likely going to be it might affect one creature before you end up doing something and it'll break it. If it had different wording of you have Sanctuary, but if you attack a creature, that specific creature doesn't have to deal with your Sanctuary, that'd be a whole different story.
All right. This is a different case than that Warlock for a couple reasons. But I can explain in a way that makes the most sense.
All right.
You are viewing this as a pure combat ability. And I know what you're saying. It sounds like a combat ability.
I mean, of course, there's a chance when you're out of combat and someone attempts to subtly cast a spell like Suggestion on you.
It wouldn't stop that. That's not what Sanctuary does.
Well, no, because Suggestion would be a targeting thing. Sanctuary blocks area of effect. Or doesn't block area of effect.
You know what? Fair enough. I didn't even think about that. That wasn't the point I was going to make.
Oh, okay.
What this does is an anti-surprise round machine.
Fair.
Your party gets caught off guard. And again, if this is all you got as the Way of the Open Hand Monk, it would be a very different story. But you know what you can do? You know what you can do? You can put yourself in a situation where you are safe to use your turn for creative things.
Right. Honestly, a change that I would do to this feature would, you have one free Sanctuary, but after it goes away, you're able to spend, let's say, a key point to bring it back up.
I wouldn't do that. I think the second you can re-up Sanctuary as many times as you want, it becomes too strong.
Well, I mean, you also gotta keep in mind, level 11, a caster could theoretically use all their spell slots for Sanctuary.
They could, but that's a different story. Here's what I will say. Here's the one concession I would make if I were changing. But we're not. That's not this series.
Right. No, I'm just... Like, this ability, in my opinion, could be improved a little.
I don't think it can, but I will humor you with one thing. Choosing when you cast Sanctuary on yourself could be nice.
Okay, that's fair.
But I think I would not give these multiple casts of Sanctuary. I just wouldn't.
Fair.
Yeah, that being said, back to what I was trying to get at, is basically, this is a useful ability. It is useful against when you get caught off guard, which happens.
Which is fair. I did not consider surprise rounds. Or surprise attacks, technically, in this case.
Yeah, correct. Anyways, let's take a look at the Quivering Palm. At 17th level, you gain the ability to set up lethal vibrations in his body. When you hit a creature with an arm strike, you can spend 3 key points to start those, which last for a number of days equal to your monk level.
So, 17.
The vibrations are harmless unless you use your action to end them. To do so, you and the target must be on the same plane of existence. When you use the action, the creature must make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, it is reduced to 0 hit points. If it succeeds, it takes 10d10 necrotic damage. Only one creature of the effective time. You can choose to end the vibration without using an action. So I want to point out how badass this ability actually is on paper.
Oh no, it is so badass.
You punch a guy. You go, slap him one. You walk away. 16 days later, he's like giving a speech to the king. Oh, your highness, I must talk to... I just realized...
What?
This is like Death Note. It's like the Death Note ability.
It can
Except
be.
You have to actively hit them. The issue is, it would be a lot harder to hide that you're the guy doing it when it's like, so some guy punches them 17 days ago, then they die. But this ability is more cool than anything else.
Here is something very notable, though.
Mm-hmm.
And someone pointed out this can be campaign breaking, and I mean you're at 17th level, but still, he does make a good point. You know the spell Power Word Kill?
Yes.
Which has a threshold of, what is it, 100 hit points? Or is it 150?
100 hit points. Yep, 100.
This can be done turn 2 on your big bad guy. Now, it's not guaranteed that they would fail the con save, and more than likely they have legendary resistance. But in theory, they are gone.
Yeah, you are correct, but you're 17th level.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care.
I also want to bring up...
Also, this thing takes... This move takes 2 rounds to set up, I need to point out.
It does. But I also want to bring up, and this is something fun that I never thought about. This was D&D's first suck or suck worse effect. I've never thought about that.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
What else was... Because keep in mind, this is from the player's handbook.
It's the fireball spell. Anything that does... This is... Like, you say suck or suck worst. I'm like... And I'm thinking about it, like... No, every leveled spell is that. It's usually... They make the save, take half damage on success.
I think that... I've heard that terminology, and, like, the big thing was... one of the feats basically made it to where either the guy ends up being frightened or their next attack will have disadvantage.
Wait. What feat are you talking? What?
It's one of the Knight of Scarlet...
Solamnia.
Thank you. It's one of the bonus feats that you can pick after you pick that one.
Wait, do you not know what Saber Suck actually means?
I mean... Well, no, Saber Suck would mean, like, disintegrate. If they make the save, then...
Yeah. So I'm just confused with what the suck or suck worst idea is if Fireball doesn't fit on this.
It'd be more of like a debilitating effect. Like another bat.
The only penalty on Quivering Palm is damage if you make the save. And arguably, it's just more it's just like Fireball. Except the damage difference is a little weird.
You know, maybe I misunderstand how... I'm trying to think like how to like describe what I've heard like save or suck effects are.
I mean, save or suck is just a simple no damage if you succeed, damage if you lose. All
or suck or suck worse.
But again, yeah. I don't get how this would fit into that, but Fireball wouldn't. That's where I'm taking issue.
Anyway.
The damage difference between this and Fire... This is more than half damage. 10d10 is more than half damage of go right to 0. So, if this is considered that, so would Fireball. Which means, we're way offhand here, but I can't let this die. You know how I am. Which means I cannot, in good conscience, call this that.
Right. I would have to like this. I would have to figure out like what the actual thing is after the recording. But yeah. Anyway.
I mean, again, what I'm saying is, if you want to define it, then sure.
Right.
But if without a definition. Anyways, let's talk about
the open. So we have I would say a pretty solid third level. 6 and 11. 6 is, it's okay.
Here's the thing about Open Hand. Open Hand is great, and I'm never gonna lie. I actually plan on playing an Open Hand in the relatively near future in the server I'm in, which I've talked in the past.
Right.
But, well, it does the things Monks wants to do. It hits things very well. It really doesn't have any tools to do anything beside hit things.
That is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, so I think I can give it a solid high B.
High B, potentially leaning towards A. I can accept that.
I don't think it can reach A.
Well, no, I'm saying like high. It's like high B. It's like probably our top B for Monks.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
So the next one we have on our list here is Long Death.
Long Death. which is Sword Coast Adventures Guide.
I actually don't know much about this one.
So first off, we have Touch of Death. At 3rd level...
Starting when you choose the tradition at 3rd level, your study of death allows you to extract vitality from another creature. As it nears its demise, when you lose a creature within 5 feet of you to 0 hit points, you gain temporary hit points with your Wisdom modifier, plus your Monk level, minimum of 1 temporary hit point. This is going to be rough, because you have to get the killing blows to get any use out of this.
Right, this is...
And
literally...
that's it at 3rd level. Ugh.
Well, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this might dock points for you. This is exactly the same as the Fiend Warlock, except, of course, it's Charisma, and that one, you still have to be the one that gets the killing blow, but that one doesn't have to be within 5 feet. The reason why they have 5 feet is because, well, Monk.
You know, I get that. You're not wrong.
And honestly...
And I would say the same thing. We've talked about this, right? We have talked about this. The feature you get at a subclass's outset should change your play style significantly.
I think
the only way this
could... Because it makes it more survivable.
Does it? Does it, Ross? Does it?
I would say... So, let's say, we're doing either point by or... Let's just do standard array. Let's say we have a 14 wisdom. Higher dex, of course. That is 5 temp HP for every kill you get.
But, Ross, how many kills are you getting?
Well... What was that?
That was Eve. Eve has, like, a horrible sound thing right now.
Anyway. I think reliably you could at least get probably 2 kills. Not during the same combat, but, like, throughout the day at the very least. Like, final blows.
So... You think reliably you can get 2 kills during a single adventuring day? And you think that makes this feature worthwhile?
I mean, this wouldn't be where I would be like, oh, this is like, if I'm picking the subclass, this is the only thing I'm looking forward to. It's just, hey, some temp HP is nice.
Ross, let's stop at that. Let's stop at that point right now. Because this is the only thing you get. And as you have so helpfully pointed out to me, Ross...
I can get slightly worse than the Warlock.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways.
And I do want to bring up something that is nice. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Before we get to nices, I was making a point. I am taking 3 levels of Monk, presumably, to get something that, with the right character build, I can get with 1 level of Warlock. And again, the Warlock one is so much better.
That's fair.
For the record, by the way, monks are encouraged to use ranged weapons. There are tons of ranged monk weapons that scale with your monk damage, meaning that monks are actually really good at range.
Yeah, wait, you know what? You're right. Because I always forget the... here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know they give you it at default for monks, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget darts exist as a weapon for D&D.
It's not even just darts. There are tons.
Right,
Tons of ranged monk weapons.
Right, I know. But, like, that's the first one I think of because, hey, that's, like, the first... Whenever you're...
Anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
Point is, this feature... It's not that this feature is bad. It's that we are taking 3 levels in monk. And again, obviously, maybe we just want to play a monk and we will see what else the subclass has to offer. But for right now, we are taking 3 levels of monk to get something that we can get for 1 level of warlock.
Right. I guess one final...
you know what? Here's a philosophy statement.
Okay.
And when we ever... we haven't talked about warlocks yet, right, in the series?
We have not for this series.
When we do, I will probably have my own thoughts on Fiend. But, and this is very important, first, with 2014 having 1st level and 3rd level and, God forbid, 2nd level subclasses.
Why is the 2nd level, God forbid?
It's just that it doesn't fit any of the patterns. Anyways.
Okay.
With 2014 having that as how it runs, that naturally gives us a situation where first level and third level subclass features should be different. Because it is a lot more of an investment to get a third level subclass feature.
Like you're saying like this should be, because it's taking longer to get to than the Warlock one, should be more powerful, or you're getting more than just this one feature.
You should get more than this. You should get more than that.
I can agree to that.
Absolutely. Anyways, let's keep going because we're
One quick note for this,
and
we're gonna see it later on. I also like this for the fact of this doesn't cost you any key points to use. So like you're still able to use your key points for whatever you want.
Again,
nice.
Fair. But that just means that it's a decision I'm not making.
Right.
Power of Reaping. 6th level, you gain the ability to unsettle or terrify those around you. As an action, for your soul touched by the shadows of death, when you take this action, each creature within 30 feet of you that can see you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you till the end of your next turn. The monks don't want this. Monks do not want this.
I feel like this falls for me under the same category of the Berserker Barbarians. What was that one that we dunked on? Level 10.
And I believe, when we talked about that, I believe I said the same thing.
Right.
Marshals do not want this. You know who wants this? Your backliners want this. Your cleric wants this. Your sorcerer wants this. The ranger probably wants this. The monk, even with their amazing speed, they want to be right up in their face. Again, ranged monk options are a thing, and we literally just talked about that.
Yep.
But presumably, especially with this subclass, I want to be up next to them so I can get those sweet temporary hit points when I kill them with my own fist, as I will have to do.
So here's where I'm going to say. So, first off, when it comes to this, I believe the Barbarian one, because it's like a very similar ability to the Barbarian one, that one was single target, if I remember correctly. This one is a big area effect, which does have its own issues, because there is a specific the wording of each creature, not creatures of your choice, which means you can't target you can't actually hit your allies.
Correct, 100% correct.
But what's nice about this is monks don't, in general, have a area debuff. I mean, sure, they can punch 4 different creatures, and that's sort of an area.
Well, that's true. I remind you that while that is true, this doesn't help the monk. If the monk is properly positioned, it can be used as support for others, but that's not the role a monk wants to play. At least, not really. Not this monk so far, at least.
Right.
So, again...
I think it's fine, but I agree with you, it's not good. It's not great. It's not good.
Alright.
Okay.
Beginning at 11th level, user familiar with that to escape its grasp. When you are reduced to 0 hit points, you expend 1 key point, no act required to have 1 hit point instead. So this is exactly when you get hit to 0.
Yep, exactly when we hit 0, we expend 1 key point, return to 1 HP.
Honestly, this is fine.
This doesn't take a reaction, so theoretically, let's say you're fighting a Hydra and they have 11 attacks, in theory, and also the monk is really low, the monk will just keep on coming back up.
Yeah, the monk is going to be really correct.
Right, I'm saying that in theory.
Until they're out of here. Anyways, let's keep touch along this. Firing at 7, leaving touch the channel. As an action, touch a creature within 5 feet of you. Expend 1 to 10 key points. The target must make a con save. Takes 2d10 necrotic damage per key point spent.
Or have as much on success.
Ross, I need to go to a point, Ross. I need to show you something else. I need to show you something.
Oh, I think I know what you're about to...
17th level ability for our buddy, the Open Hand Monk.
It's funny that these are back-to-back, but yeah, no, you're not wrong.
This is 3 key points, make a save.
Or they take 10d10 damage.
10d10. Now, let's take a look at the deal we're getting for our buddy, the Long Death Monk. By the way, I'm starting to realize why I have never seen one of these at my table before. As an action, you touch a creature within 5 feet of you, 1 to 10 key points, and it's 2d10 necrotic damage per key point spent.
So
on a failed save, or half much less this one. So let's see. So
if you spend
in order to catch up to what we're getting for 3,
you need to spend
on
5.
5. And as a reminder, that is on a failed save. Or sorry, that is on a successful save. We literally had an entire ridiculously long bit about that.
I guess the only thing that makes this better in one aspect is the fact that, hey, this only requires 1 action. The other one requires 2.
First off, Ross, one of the actions that the other one requires is literally my standard punch to the face.
Right, yeah, no, I'm not...
Guess what? As a monk, I'm going to want to do...
Oh, no, open hand is still better, but I'm saying one good point for this one.
And for the damage that the other thing does, who cares that I'm taking 2 turns to do it? That's like an insane amount of damage.
You could literally Tiamat could be dropped down to 0 in theoretically 1 attack.
Anyways, point is, I'm sorry, Long Death. I am so sorry. So F, we've talked about this. F is for our, I guess, the truly worst of the worst, but mechanically different subclasses. That's what F is for. We've discussed that.
Right.
With that in mind, I have to give it a D. Long Death is bad.
Yeah.
And I hate how bad Long Death is.
So we were talking about ranged weapons before.
Yes.
How about we master any weapon realistically, as long as it doesn't have the 2-handed or the special property, I believe, is the other.
When you choose your 3rd level, your special martial arts training leads you to master use of certain weapons. The path also includes instructions in the death art including if you're painting. If you want to do that, choose.
Or you gain the following benefits. So you get
choose 2 types of weapons to be your Kensei weapons: 1 melee weapon and 1 ranged weapon. Each of these weapons can be any simple or martial weapon that lacks the heavy and special properties. The longbow is also a valid choice. Many of this tradition's features work only with your Kensei's feat weapons. When you reach in this class, you can choose another type of weapon, either melee or ranged, to be a Kensei weapon for you, following the criteria above.
So these are the special actual features that we can use with these special weapons. So agile parry. If you make an unarmed strike as a part of the attack section on your turn, and you're holding your Kensei weapon, you can use it to defend yourself as if it was if it
is a melee weapon.
You gain a +2 AC until the start of your next turn, while the weapon is in your hand and you're incapacitated.
Kensei shot. You can use a bonus action on your turn to make your ranged attack with a Kensei weapon more deadly. When you do so, any target you hit with a ranged attack using a Kensei weapon takes an extra d4 of weapon, and you retain this benefit until the end of the current turn. Way of the brush, write good, paint good. Your choice.
What are your thoughts on this, on the level 3?
I mean, it's basic but fine. The issue with Kensei is there's not a lot to say, at least so far. Let's keep going.
Right. One with the blade. Of course,
actually, before you.
Oh.
Yeah. I wanted to double check something. I do have one thing to say about the Kensei.
Okay.
And I'm sorry it took me a hot second to say it. I just needed to make sure that I was double checking something. You're going to want to use this to boost the damage of something, if you can. Anyways.
Right.
What with the blade? 6th level, send your key into your Kensei weapon, granting the following benefits. Your attacks with your Kensei weapons count as magical with the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. I have thoughts about this in general, but...
Right. That's not all we get,
maybe I'll take now... I know, that when you hit a target with a Kensei weapon, you can spend a key point to call up deal extra damage target with your martial arts die. Use this feature only once on each of your turns. Perfectly fine.
We basically get a monk smite. I
know this is a basic monk feature, so who get around this level?
Right.
So who cares? Why am I bringing this up now? I hate this mechanic, and I'm actually kind of happy that 2024 did away with it.
That's fair.
The enemies with resistance to magic and non-magical weapons Because what it does is it makes... Because almost every enemy is like this. There's very few enemies that are resistant to both, non-magical and magical of anything. And it just makes the regular weapons even better than anything that adds elemental to it. And also, just by the time you're dealing with it, it is on the DM to revise that to keep marshals valid. Anyways, right. I just don't like the mechanic.
That's fair.
And we can sharpen the blade. 11th level. You can augment your weapons further with your key. As a bonus action, you spend up to 3 key points to grant one cancer weapon you touch a bonus to attack damage rolls when you hit the bonus equals the number of key points you spend. The bonus lasts for 1 minute or until you use this feature again. The feature has no effect on a magic weapon that already has a bonus to attack and damage rolls. I just realized, really cool that they specify that there. On a magic weapon that already has a bonus to attack and damage rolls, meaning if the magic weapon does something else.
Right. I think I had a question about that because I played Kensei and asked you something related during Order of Shadows. Yeah. I guess the only thing I wish I would change about this, maybe allow you to, like, if you wanted to, like, let's say you have a +1 weapon, if you spend the 3 anyway, if you spend the 3 key points, it'll make it into a +3. They wouldn't, like, add additional. It would just make it to where it'd be considered a +3 weapon until the minute goes by, then it'll go back to a +1.
This is 11th level, you're right.
That's my personal opinion, but...
Unerring accuracy, 17th level, master your weapons grants you extraordinary accuracy. If you miss with an attack roll, you can monk weapon on your turn, reroll it, use this feature only once on each of your turns. I think Kensei, give me a second, I want to look at something. Kensei, I think, is a perfectly solid B.
That's fine. I can agree with that.
It, just like Open Hand, it does what it does very well.
But it doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah. Anyways, Mercy.
I believe the last monk officially added for 2014 rules.
Tasha's cauldron when you choose the glove, you gain proficient insight medicine skills.
So 2 extra proficiencies. Nice.
Could you pause the video while I run to the washroom?
Oh, yeah. We'll back after a little break. All right, back from our little break. Mercy.
Mercy monk. Yes,
the first monk that I actually played.
All right, well.
So first off, as a flavor thing, we get to choose a mask.
You get a mask. A mask you get. You also get Hands of Healing. At 3rd level, your mystical touch can mend wounds. As an action, you can spend a key point to touch a creature and restore a number of hit points equal to a roll of your martial arts die. When you use your flurry of blows, you can replace one of the unarmed strikes with the use of this feature without spending a key point for the healing.
So we basically get a way to heal ourselves or anyone that's within 5 feet of us, or, of course, if we have
right now,
range.
Personal opinion, Mercy monks are really good, especially at high level.
We will get to that. Also, we forgot to mention they also get proficiency in insight and medicine, I believe, or is it a choice?
Let's keep looking at other stuff.
Right.
3rd level, you inflict wounds, hit a creature, unarmed strike, key point, necrotic damage equal to a roll of your touch dice,
plus wisdom. Still solid damage.
I mean, that is a hefty amount of extra damage potentially.
Yeah.
6th level,
Physician's touch.
You can administer even greater cures with touch, and if you feel it's necessary, you can use your knowledge to cause harm. When you use your Hands of Healing on a creature, you can also end a disease or one of the following conditions afflicting the creature: blind, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned. When you use Hands of Harm, you can subject them to the poison condition until the end of your next turn.
Please note, first off, for the Hands of Harm, no save for that poison condition. It just happens.
Correct.
Which is honestly pretty crazy. But also, all those conditions that can be removed from Hand of Healing, also pretty crazy.
Starting at 11th level, you can now met out a Flurry of Comfort and Hurt. When you use Flurry of Blows, you can now replace each of the unarmed strikes with the use of your Hands of Healing without spending key points for the healing. So now basically every time you Flurry of Blows, you're healing people.
Yes.
Or hurting them more.
You could.
Oh, I guess it's just Hands of Healing. In addition, unarmed strike with Flurry of Blows, you can use Hands of Harm without spending the key. Yeah, so... You can still use Hands of Harm only once per turn.
Still once per turn, but this makes it to where this makes it to where it's, practically speaking...
And then we have a Hand of Ultimate Mercy. 70th level, your Mastery of Life Energy opens the door to the Ultimate Mercy. As an action, you can touch the corpse of a creature that died within the past 24 hours and spend 5 key points. The creature then returns to life, gaining a number of hit points equal to 40-10 plus your Wisdom modifier. If the creature died while subject to any of the following conditions, it revives and removed. Blind, deaf, and stunned. Once you use the feature, changes again until you finish a long rest.
So...
No diamonds, just key points. Revive.
Also, I guess I never really thought about this, but rereading this feature, does that mean that if someone is held person and they died, but you bring them back to life, and for some reason the caster decides to still keep concentration on that hold person, like maybe they upcasted it?
You cannot keep concentration on hold person on someone after they die.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to think, like, what scenario are you going to be where these are still in a big effect?
There are many such scenarios. You just picked the one example that doesn't work.
Oh.
Yeah. A spell like Hold Person requires that it be a creature. Once you die, mechanically you're not considered.
Oh yeah, you're counted as an object.
So the spell would automatically stop qualifying and it would let go.
Right.
But spells that, like, as an example, blindness, deafness, in theory that wouldn't go away with death. But yeah. So this monk is solid. I think it is going to get our first A. I
am in absolute agreement. And this is, I want to keep in mind, we're looking at 2014 version. They actually did nerf it in 2024, specifically the level 11. They made it to where it's specifically a number of times equal to, I want to say, your Wisdom modifier? I want to say?
Yeah. So,
but it's still good either way.
So let's basically, let's boil down my thoughts.
Yes.
And we'll start with a very, 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 very simple concept. Having a frontline healer can be really, really, really good.
It can. It absolutely can. I'm an absolute.
And you're going to be dealing out more healing than the paladin. The best part is you can do it while also doing damage.
Yes. Like, if we're talking people like to use the term, I don't know about D&D, but in other games, the combat medic. This would fit that sort of role where you're able to heal and deal damage. Like, this is a good blend of the both.
But the things that I'm going to say truly, truly hit it and keep it out of S tier for me.
Okay.
Is resource dependency is a bitch on this thing. Let's take a look at those abilities. Hands of Healing is 1 key point by itself.
Yep.
Or use a key point for Flurry of Blows.
Yep. Hand of Harm. 1 key point.
Same deal.
Technically 2 if you wanted to do it as your Fury of Blows one, which is an option for you.
11th level it's not, so we're not going to consider about it.
Right.
And then Physician Touch is just a buff 2 Hands of Healing, Hands of Harm.
Right.
Still their price. Flurry of Healing and Harm, same deal. And Hand of Ultimate Mercy, well, yeah, it costs 5 key points.
Yeah, 5 key points.
Which means, if you are ever in a situation, which in theory for a monk shouldn't happen too often, but with this subclass it might, where you are out of key points.
And we also have the regular monk features as well that don't even require... Like, we have all the other...
Point is...
Yeah.
If you're out of key points for any reason, your subclass is, for all intents and purposes, gone. That is what keeps us out of S for me.
I'm in a full agreement, but I still want to acknowledge that this is a fantastic...
It is solid. I want to be clear. It is solid.
Honestly, do you know what's really good? A good thing you could do with this monk? And if I were to play a monk in, like, a proper campaign, I would totally do this. Because you get your key back on a short rest, if you plan on doing a short rest and you still have key, just use them for Hand of Healing. It's solid healing.
100%. But let's take a look at Shadow.
Another player's handbook. So, Shadow
starting when you choose a position at 3rd level, you can use your key to duplicate the effects of certain spells. As an action, 2 key points to cast Darkness, Dark Vision, Plasma Trace, or Silence. No material points. Additionally, you gain the minor illusion cantrip if you don't already know it.
So, level 3, we get spell options. Here is a complaint that I've heard about this that is so valid.
Mm-hmm.
This monk never gets the ability to see through magical darkness.
Alright, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking at what it does get. Then we can talk about other stuff.
Right. At level 6, shadow
At 6th level, you gain the ability to step from one shadow into another. When you are in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you teleport to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see that is also in dim light or darkness. You then have advantage on the first melee attack you make before the end of the turn. Note, this does not cost key points.
It doesn't. It just matters on what the environment... Yeah, it just matters on the environment.
By 11th level, you've learned to become one with the shadows. When you are in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use your action to become invisible. You remain invisible until you make an attack, cast a spell, or are in an area of bright light. Again, no key points.
No key points, yes.
You just get to do this. At 70th level, you can exploit a creature's momentary attack when it is hit by an attack. Whenever a creature within 5 feet of you is hit by an attack made by a creature other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against that creature.
So the package as a whole...
I'm of two minds, and I need to settle both. Okay. On one hand, the things you are able to do
are cool.
Are really good and really free, which makes your life a little better.
The only thing that this subclass gives us that will cost key points is the spells.
Or the spells. That being said, as Iso pointed out, not being able to see through the magical darkness makes it a lot less viable for really complementing what you do.
Not even getting regular dark vision either. So, like, let's say you pick a regular human and, you know, or a race that doesn't have dark vision. You're sort of at a weird standstill.
All that being said, there are ways around this.
There are.
But I can't give it points for something that you have to get outside help for.
Yeah.
That being said, in the right campaign, the versatility here is pretty good.
I am an absolute... Like, in the Underdark right now, for Out of the Abyss...
Oh, 100%.
This would be... You'd be able to use these features, for the most part, all the time.
I think I'm going to have to give this a low A.
Low A.
Yes.
I think I'm fine with that. I'd either say low A or high B. But
let's get our buddy, the Astral Self, out here.
Yeah, Astral Self, the other subclass that came in Tasha's.
3rd level, you get your key. Summon a portion of your astral as well as actually spend a key point to summon the arms of your astral self. When you do so, each creature of your choice that you must succeed on dexterity saving throw or take force damage equal to 2 calls of your rolls of your martial arts die.
Cool.
For 10 minutes, these spectral arms hover near your shoulders or surround your arms. Your choice. You determine the arms appears they vanish early if you aren't past or die. While the arms are present, you gain the following benefits. You can use your wisdom modifier in place of your strength modifier when making strength checks and strength saving throws.
That's nice.
That is really nice. You use the spectral arms to make unarmed strikes. When you make an armed strike with the arms on your turn, your reach for it is 5 feet greater than normal. The unarmed strikes you make with the arms can use your wisdom modifier in place of your strength or dexterity modifier for the attack and damage rolls, and their damage type is force. This is really good because the Astral Self is going to be not a mad monk at all.
Yeah. I will say, what's also really nice is...
If you don't mind... Yeah, say it really nice, sorry.
So, for the first thing I want to note, even though at first glance, you just getting two rolls of martial arts die is basically just replacing what would be a use of a key points for Fury of Blows. Yeah. The fact that this is an area effect, sure, it's not big. But the fact that you could, in theory, hit 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky.
Wait.
What?
Sorry. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
right.
I see what you're saying.
So, like, there's a chance that we get our value out of that just from that alone. The fact that we have...
No, I wouldn't expect to. I wouldn't expect to,
but you're still getting good value. Like, Heck, strength checks and saving throws. Monks in
Oh,
general.
no, to be clear. Yeah, the Arms of Astral Self is great.
Right, they are.
But let's take a look at the other abilities.
Yes. Viges.
I think your big thing here is the forcing, and Vision the Astral Self. When you reach 6th level, you can summon the Vision of your Astral Self as a bonus action. As part of the bonus action, you take the active Arms of Astral Self, you can spend a key point to summon this Visage for 10 minutes. Covers your face, like how your name and appearance. While the Vision is present, you gain the full members. You can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 130 feet.
Hey, where was this with the Shadow Monk?
You have advantage on insight and intimidation checks.
That's nice.
When you speak, you can direct your words to a creature that you can see within 6 feet of you, making it so that only that creature can hear you. Alternatively, you can amplify your voice so that all creatures within 600 feet can hear you. Pretty solid like social.
Honestly, you can make. I would argue as a DM, if a player wanted to have this up, and then if they somehow get access to thaumaturgy, I think it is, to amplify their voice even further, a part of me would be tempted to be like, to have the enemies possibly make a save to become deafened. That isn't a official thing, but I think, that's very loud.
I mean, I don't know if I would go that far, but anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
11th level. When you have your astral arms, and since you cause the body vessel to appear, if everybody covers physical one, the suit of armor from experience when petrol body is present, you gain the following benefits. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to deflect it. When you do so, the damage you take is reduced by blah blah blah.
And powered arms.
With the arms of the astral self, you can deal extra damage to the target equal to your martial arts dice.
Nice.
And 17th level, you protect yourself, allowing you to unleash its full potential. As an bonus action, you can spend 5 key points to summon the arm vision by blah blah. Awakening as blah blah blah. When you self, you gain a plus 2 to bonus whenever you use the extra attack feature to attack twice. You can attack 3 times if all the attacks are made with your astral arms, which for a monk that's like a lot of times. Anyways,
right.
This is solid but fairly basic.
It's solid, however, there is something I do want to make note of.
Mm-hmm.
A good number of the higher end features will end up requiring you to use up a lot more key points.
Well, that is true. I have a counter to that. You only really have to ever spend them once per fight, and
that's fair.
Being generous with like how often fights happen.
That is fair, and that is something to acknowledge.
I am going to say kind of mid-B.
I agree. Also, because I know there's probably going to be a comment, if I do get comments. Yes, JoJo. Anyway.
I had to refrain myself so you wouldn't get it. Anyways.
Oh, no, I've heard the jokes about it. Anyway,
it doesn't mean that you get it.
Ascended Dragon. I also played this monk at one point.
From Fizzband's Treasury of You'll Never Guess.
So, Draconic Disciple. Level, first off, Draconic Presence.
You magnify your presence and read yourself with a blah blah. If you fail it, you gain the following thing. If you fail a intimidation or persuasion check, you can use your reaction to re-roll the check as you tap into the presence of the dragon. Once its returns a failure in attack, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
That's
when you damage target with an unarmed strike, you can change the damage type to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. You learn to speak, read, and write Draconic in one of the language of your choice. You already know Draconic.
Okay. And
third level,
Breath of the Dragon.
Channel your voice energy like those created by the dragon. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can place one of the attacks in an exhalation of Draconic energy, either 20-foot cone or a 30-foot line.
Our choice.
Your choice. Choose a damage type of all these listed. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw against your key save DC, taking damage with the choice that equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die on a failed save. Or half as much damage on a successful one. At level, the damage feature increases to 3 rolls. To use this feature number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you grant all use when you finish a long rest while you have no uses available. You can spend 2 key points to use this feature again. This is like pretty solid.
This is pretty solid. The versatility on damage types. I mean, literally, we literally just had a session. Now, Thunder isn't on this list, but we were able to take full advantage of, changing people. Some of us changing up the damage type we were using to deal with
Yes,
the
I know.
vulnerability. This is like a good way to.
I wouldn't rely on it. Vulnerabilities are rare.
They are, but also resistances are fairly common, and this could get around some resistance stuff. Keep in mind, I'm talking about level 3 stuff because,
Yeah,
this is a
I
monk.
get it. But we gotta look at the whole package. But
Right.
let's keep going.
Wings unfurled.
6th level, when you use Step of the Wind, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly. The winds go away at the end of your turn. But while they exist, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
Equal to our movement speed, which is a lot.
Yes. And then at 11th level, power of the Draconic now radiates rewarding your allies. As a bonus action, you can create an aura of draconic power that radiates 10 feet from you for 1 minute. For the duration, you gain one of the following effects of your choice. Frightful Presence. Enemies make a save. As a bonus action on subsequent turns, enemy of your choice makes a save. Wisdom save. Become frightened. Repeat. Ending.
Yep.
Choose the deficit when you activate the order, and everyone in the order has resistance that you like.
Once you use this, you can't do so again, unless
Long rest or key points.
you use 3 key points.
Yeah.
And then Ascendant Aspect.
70th level, Strong Spirit reaches its peak. You gain the following benefits. Then you use your Breath of the Dragon. You can spend a key point to augment its shape and power. Yeah, blah blah. It's a longer. You got lane
Much bigger area.
Choose any number of creatures in the area, and your aura. Each of those creatures must dexterity save or take. Honestly, that is a pretty cool capstone.
It is damage. Cool.
I think, and I might cut shit for this. This might be our first S.
It does have some really good aspects about it. I think it goes all the way to S.
I say S. I say S.
It was my opinion was already going into A. Maybe can you tell us why you think S, and maybe that'll persuade me.
All right, first off, this thing is oddly very flexible in what it can do.
It is.
You can either have it be your offensive forefront, or you got some stuff to help you with a social game too, which is awesome.
Right.
Or you can have it kind of take a back seat and focus on trying to defend. Not to mention, flying speed is great mobility.
It is.
Anything a monk would want to do, this guy can do and then some.
That's fair. I will say that's the only part that ever so slightly disappoints me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still agreeing. It's it. I'm fine with it being an A, or not A, S. I wish her aura was a little bigger, or when we leveled up, it got bigger than 10 feet.
I don't.
I'm not talking a crazy boost. I'm still 10 feet is
I think 10 feet. Looking raw, Ross, for what it is meant to do, 10 feet is perfect. Give me but a moment. It's diagram time.
Oh boy.
Okay. Flat color here, and we're gonna go ooh key. So here is the grid.
I'm going to be in the middle, and
yes,
it will affect.
So
I forget the math.
All right, here is the important detail. Let's call this the place of the bad guy.
Yep.
You're going to be up front fighting this big monster. You're gonna have an ally here, an ally here, an ally here, and an ally here. And this is the most allies you're going to have. 10 feet is going to get everybody you could want to get with.
Okay, so you're talking about the resistance part first. Okay.
Both.
Also, the fear is for some reason the fear is a single target.
Yes, I'm aware. Here, the bad guys would be like coming to get you from here.
Yeah.
10 feet covers everything you could ever want. Any more, and it's just overkill. So I don't think it needs to be bigger. I think you just like that there's a lot of stuff that does make it bigger, so you feel this should follow that. I don't think it needs to. I think it's good. Alright. So, that was an S. Surely the Sun Soul will be an S, too. Let's take a look at our buddy, the Sun Soul.
Which was Sword Coast. Oh, I also got posted in Xanthos.
Yeah. You gain a new attack option that you can use for the attack action. The special attack is a ranged spell attack with a range of 30 feet. You are proficient with it. Add your dexterity modifier to its attack and damage rolls. Its damage is radiant, and its damage die is a d4. It changes as you gain monk levels, as shown in the martial arts column on the monk table. When you take the attack action on your turn and use the special attack as part of it, you can spend a key point to make their special attack twice as a bonus action.
So, Fury of Bolts.
When you gain the extra attack feature, the special attack can be used for any of the attacks you make as part of the attack action. Honestly, this is not bad in itself.
Yes.
But at 6th level, you gain the ability to channel your key into Searing Wave of Energy immediately. After you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 2 key points to cast the Burning Hand spell as a bonus action. You can upcast it by spending more D key points. Then 11th level. You gain the ability to create an orb of light that erupts into a devastating explosion. As an action, you can magically create more orb and hurl at a point you choose within 150 feet. Issues in the 20-foot radius must make a constitution. A creature doesn't need to make a save if it's behind or cover. You can increase the seer's damage by spending key points. Steady level, you become red, and you shed bright light. You can distinguish or restore as if a creature hits you with a melee attack with light touch. You can use your reaction to radiant damage to the creature. That radiant damage equals. This isn't bad. The issue with it, though, is it does one thing. I'm going to put it C, actually. Like, okay, it does a single thing.
Right. So, first off, let's get out of the way. Especially for all the monk features that we've looked at. Level 20 is literally the most disappointing thing I've ever seen.
You're not wrong.
An enemy hits
you. You mean 17. You mean 17.
My bad. 17. You have to use a reaction, and they take... Literally, there was a spell that was... sure, it was Homebrew. That was 4th level. That basically, an enemy hits you. It requires concentration. And they take damage equal to your spellcasting modifier. Like that.
But let's... Again,
17th level,
17th level abilities.
Yeah, I just want to point out, worst 17th level I've ever seen.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Like, what it does well. But it does a thing.
Yes.
You get a range attack, you send it through. The fact that it's radiant is actually really nice. Like, genuinely.
Fun fact. Now, are you going to take this feat as a monk? Probably not. But Spell Sniper works with our bolts.
Unfortunately, we have an issue. The ability to cast at least one spell. I guess. Huh. So it would have to be your 8th level feat.
Yeah, no. So, like, you can double the range. Which makes it 60.
You learn the technique. When you cast a spell that requires... When you cast a spell that requires an attack roll, spells... No.
Actually, wait.
No, it can't, Ross. It can't. It can't.
Oh,
when you cast a spell that requires you making an attack roll, the spell's range is double.
You know what? Yeah. I saw it worked on D&D Beyond. It worked on D&D Beyond at some point.
D&D Beyond is not a rules thing.
I know. Well, still...
Your spell attack, you are half cover and 3/4 cover. This would work.
Yeah,
this would work.
That would work. Is that going to happen a lot for this monk? Maybe. I'm not going to say it will never happen.
Again,
but
I know that the thing that Ross was looking at was he thought that you could double the range. You cannot. I will say this. This monk can take the feat, but not until 8th level, because it requires you to know at least one spell.
Well, you do. Well, actually, oh
By
wait,
8th level.
Well, you could still have like a racial option to give you a spell. That would count.
But that's not the class.
Does it
We're not
the
looking.
class knows a spell, or just
No,
you a general spell?
no, Ross. I'm not going to give this class credit for something that you have to pick another species to do.
Oh, I see.
Presuming that you're not doing something, presuming you are a human, which is, for this video, that is always the assumption, even if we pretend it's not.
Right.
Presuming you are human, in order to get that feat and do that combo that isn't even that good, you must be level 8.
So looking at this,
It's not a knock against. It's just a simple fact because you brought it up.
So with our
Again, I would put this at C. I think Long Death is still worse. Because Long Death is really, 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 really bad. It actually, every time we look at something else, Long Death gets worse. Because, as a reminder, no, it's nothing. Yeah, no. Long Death just gets worse every time. Anyways. Next up is 4 elements. Water.
We also gotta keep in mind this is 2014 elements, not 2024.
Water, fire, earth, air. Long ago.
So
I'm not doing the whole intro.
Right.
3rd edition. You learn magic. This one's blah blah blah. You pick an element. Wait.
Oh, this doesn't include the whole list of options on here.
Wait, where is the?
Oh, click on the elemental disciple. I think that'll give us. So basically.
Okay.
So basically, how this monk works is, we're mainly gonna be looking at this page, because how the elements monk works is, all they get are these special maneuvers, basically, which they can spend their key points.
That is so ugly. That is so ugly on the site. Anyways.
Yes, I'll be honest. This should have been on the same page, but
we're not going to spend too much time on this because this site is a headache to look at. You get spells.
A very small selection of spells.
Spells. Stuff that aren't spells but are basically spells. Spells. Yeah.
The idea was cool.
The good news is I have to look at it because, as you know, we have a very special category called "It doesn't really work like the class does." Do.
Yeah, no, absolute agreement. Like that. Here's the thing: the idea is cool, but also here's my biggest issue. You had the Arcane Trickster and the Eldritch Knight. What was stopping them from giving us some unique features with this, and possibly making it a quartercaster?
Yeah, correct. Anyways, one of my personal favorite,
and one that I am playing in Baldur's Gate, the Drunken Master.
True enough.
Which is from Xanathar's. Our final one,
you get
which is
some proficiencies.
Performance.
3rd level.
In brew supplies.
How to twist your turn. Whenever you use Flurry of Blows, you gain the benefit of the disengage action. And your walking speed increases by 10 feet until the end of the current turn. It is the monk conundrum, isn't it? Ooh. Do I use my bonus action to Flurry of Blows, Tash, or disengage?
Well, why not both of one and a pinch of one?
Just say all three. You do all 3.
Right.
Yeah, the dash isn't as good, but you're a monk.
I mean, yeah, no, it's still going to be a good bit of movement speed. Tipsy Sway.
6th level, you gain the following benefits. When you're prone, you can stand within 5 feet of movement rather than half your speed, which is big, by the way.
That is big.
Especially if you're yo-yoing.
Especially if you're a monk. And this is something I never thought about. Because it's guaranteed you getting up from prone half your movement speed, the more faster this character gets, which, we're a monk, we're the fastest character in the game,
Yeah.
the more of a bigger factor 5 feet to get up from prone is.
Correct. And then you get a really
attack.
cool. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, spend a key point as a reaction to cause an attack to hit with one creature of your choice other than the attacker that you can see within 5 feet of you.
The fact that you must see them means if we're dealing with a case of someone being invisible, we cannot redirect it.
But still, and then 6th level, move sense when you gain the 11th level. You always seem to get a lucky bounce at the right moment. When you make an ability check, attack roll, or a saving throw at advantage, you can spend 2 key points to cancel the disadvantage for that roll, which is really nice.
It is.
70th level, you can make an overwhelming attack in group. When you use your flurry of blows, you can make up to 3 additional attacks with it, up to a total of 5 flurry of blows attacks, which is on top of your 2 punches.
Right, at most, this is, 7 attacks in a single turn?
Provided that each flurry of blows targets a different creature, which is big. Solid. This is a solid.
The ability to. I've already mentioned how I think monks are good at
Shadow and Mercy.
I am happy with that because, like I was saying, I think monk personally is a good hit and run. Like they're able to dodge and weave from attacks. This literally gives you a feature where it's like, hey, you're able to do your normal monk thing, as well as being able to be like, hey, I'm gonna leave your range. Like that first level 3 feature literally just signifies what I like about that overall.
Alrighty then. So with all of that in mind, thank you for watching.
Yep, and we'll be back to this eventually. I know it's been a little bit of a longer timing of this series, but
all right.
Anyway, Auf Wiedersehen.